Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Puffco Peak OG Diamond Dab of the Day, bringing back an old friend. Hello, everybody. Today is Saturday. Thanks for joining me. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Let's get started with today's topic. How do we stop being stubborn? Well, balance is the biggest key to living a good life. You don't want to be too hard, and you don't want to be too soft. Well, you need to be confident in your abilities and your knowledge, but you also need to be able to recognize when you're wrong and acknowledge someone who may know something more than you do. Most great things are not built in a silo. They're team efforts. So friendships, relationships, businesses, any collaborative efforts, really, they form when people unite and work together. So this is the lesson. Don't let our stubbornness get in the way of meaningful progress in our lives. But working to curtail your stubbornness doesn't mean you should allow yourself to be walked over or abused. Sometimes it's necessary to hold your ground when you know you're right. The key is to find that balance, to know when, to stand firm, and to know when to let things go or allow someone else to have their way. The goal to strive for is to ensure that any negative impact on your life or well-being is calculated into your decision-making process as part of your consideration. Well, because sometimes you'll get dinged in the spirit of compromise and working together, particularly in personal relationships. Other people will too. Stubbornness can turn very toxic in different areas of life because stubborn people tend to not consider the emotions of other people around them. This makes those people feel as though their emotions or thoughts are unimportant. It's a quick and efficient way to ultimately destroy trust and set whatever progress you've made back. So how does a person really stop being so stubborn? Well, a lot of it depends on why you're stubborn. There are some people who have a wholly self-centered point of view. They simply don't view the people around them as being capable or able to perform at the standards they desire. They look at action or the choices of other people and decide that they can do it better themselves. They think they're perfect, infallible. The extreme, in this case of stubbornness, may point to some personality issues in the person, like narcissism. But that is not most stubborn people. Most stubborn people are not so self-consumed that they can't work at all with anyone else. Many are not stubborn all of the time either, just at specific moments when a particular trait is triggered in them. It may also be tied to someone's self-image. They may not change things because they feel that's who they are. They may need to do things a certain way because that's the way they feel it should be done. Some people feel that stubbornness is the only way to get what they want or need out of life. They refuse to work with others because they see compromise as a weakness instead of the strength that it really is. That person may have been taken advantage of or overlooked in their past contributions. That's why they're going to that extreme. Well, how can we stop being a stubborn person? Maybe what we start with is reserve judgment on the other person or course of action. People tend to jump immediately to a conclusion on what they feel is going to bring a positive or negative outcome. In fact, many people don't realize the power of the third option, reserving their judgment. Instead of coming to a positive or negative conclusion, maybe simply take in the information and consider it. That will keep you from jumping immediately into an emotional response. Humility isn't about lower than another person. It's about holding everyone at an equal level, including yourself. You can stop making snap judgments about another person's thoughts, their competences, their choice of actions, or how they go about living their lives. They may have good reasons for making the choices they make, reasons that you might not be aware of, reasons that you not considered. We need to remind ourselves that we're only human and that we're not always right. An ego check is a very humbling thing. We're not always going to be right, and it's okay. Nobody's always right. We're entitled to our perspective and opinions, but so's everybody else. We need to use small steps to build trust with other people. The act of using small steps to build trust gives us the opportunity to see what kind of person they are before making a significant investment. There are some people who let any amount of freedom or power go straight to their head. They're usually pretty easy to spot when they're given enough leeway to demonstrate who they actually are. It's a good first step if you've had problems with people abusing your trust in the past. It's not necessary or even a good idea to just throw open the doors and trust someone wholeheartedly without any kind of screening. That'll just let you get taken advantage of, possibly, by toxic or destructive people. Let people have their own way on matters of importance to them that are not negative to you. Compromise. It's a skill. Sometimes it means letting a person have their way on something that they feel is important. You don't have to be the primary decider or driver behind every decision. Plus, it gives the added benefit of letting other people feel invested in whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. You see, the ability to compromise fosters closer relationships and deeper trust. Don't stand for abuse or being taken advantage of. You see, it's helpful for people to learn by doing. And that goes for relinquishing control and letting other people take the lead. The key is to first consider how important a decision or task is to you. You'll find it difficult to relinquish the reins over things that matter a lot. So let other people take charge of the more inconsequential things, where you won't feel burning desire to step in and make them do it your way. Maybe even afterwards, consider how it felt to let the other person take charge. Consider these benefits. Was it really as bad or as hard as you thought it would be? You see, relinquishing our stubbornness is totally possible. We just need to be patient and kind with ourselves as we try to make the changes, because changes don't happen overnight to people. It's challenging, requires time, and takes consistent effort to offer a change to a core part of your personality. Stubbornness is no different. We're probably going to make mistakes and slip up. We're going to make bad decisions and have things not go right. We're going to dig our heels in when we thought we could let it go. And we're going to stand our ground when we might not need to sometimes. It's okay, though. It's all part of the overall process we're talking about here of self-improvement. Remember to forgive yourself and try again if you mess up. The more you do, the easier it's going to get with time and practice. And eventually, our stubbornness will evolve into healthy and very, very case-specific assertiveness. We can relinquish our stubbornness. We can change the way we handle situations. This has been the Real Senior Stoner talking about how we might be able to eliminate our stubbornness in life. Everybody has a little bit. Wouldn't it be nice to be a little bit looser? Thanks for joining me. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Join the family, send a like, and I reply to all those nice comments. Old school Puffco OG peak, but it's going to provide a real nice hit. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful Saturday, everybody. Stay safe. Be happy out there. Cheers. Here we go. At the good old green temperature. Oh, Puffco OG. Not charged. I have to charge it. Instead, we're going to our Sicko brand Diamond Dab of the Day. Here we go. Diamond Dab of the Day on second level heat with our Sicko e-rig. Thanks for joining me, and the second part of today's message is be flexible. Just because one item's not charged doesn't mean you can't take a hit out of your other. Have a great day, everybody. Excuse me. Let's all try to be less stubborn out there. Cheers.